Let's talk about another common salt, that is bleaching powder. What is the chemical name of this bleaching powder? It is calcium oxychloride, and its formula is calcium oxygen chloride. It is also known as calcium hypochlorite. We can see that it is having a pale yellow color and exists as powder form. It is also giving a strong smell of chlorine due to the presence of this chloride. This is commonly used for whitening of the clothes. You have oftenly seen that the new white clothes are actually very white, and why it is white? Because they are actually bleached with this bleaching powder, and due to that the whiteness becomes more whiter. So you can say that whiteness of a new cloth is due to bleaching of that cloth, and it becomes more whiter. If we talk about the solubility, then this is soluble in water, but we do not get a crystal clear solution. Do not get clear solution because of the impurities present along with it. Let's talk about the preparation of bleaching powder. Preparation of bleaching powder can be done by the action of calcium hydroxide and chlorine. We can see that this kind of reaction takes place where calcium hydroxide on reaction with chlorine gas will form calcium oxychloride with the removal of one water molecule. How it is done? See, this calcium reacts with chlorine, along with it one oxygen will be attached. So Ca, one oxygen from here and 2Cl2 from here, and it will be forming CaOCl2. Now what is left here? You can see 2H and one oxygen, so it will be forming H2O. Very easy reaction. Okay, so in this way you can form the bleaching powder. What is the chemical name? It is the other name of this calcium hydroxide, and chemical name is calcium hydroxide, and we used to say general name as slaked lime. This is as bleaching powder. So here you can see that the chlorine is actually used for the preparation of bleaching powder. So here also it finds a wider application. Now let's discuss about some uses of bleaching powder. The first one is it is used as bleaching agent for cotton, linen in textile industries. Also it is a oxidizing agent and finds an application in chemical industries. It is an disinfectant, so used in drinking water for disinfecting the germs, bacteria present in the water, used as disinfectant. Also used in the preparation of chloroform. So here you can see that a chemical is obtained from bleaching powder, that is your chloroform. Next is for bleaching washed clothes in laundry, that I have told you that for giving whiteness to the cloth it is widely used. So in laundries it is having a major application for bleaching washed clothes. So these are some of the main uses of bleaching powder. Now let's talk about the baking soda. It is also known as sodium hydrogen carbonate or sodium bicarbonate. Bicarbonate. The chemical formula of this is your NaHCO3. If we talk about its preparation, we can prepare it by using NaCl plus water plus CO2 plus ammonia. So here you can see that it is generally prepared by the use of four reactants, and you will be getting two reactants, that is ammonium chloride and your baking soda, that is NaHCO3. So you can see that again a brine solution we have used, and we have passed CO2 gas and ammonia in this. So we will be getting the ammonium chloride and baking soda. Also we can see that this is the preparation. Also we can see that this sodium bicarbonate actually gets precipitated, so we can filter it and can store it, and this will be actually dissolved in the solution. Now if we talk about the properties, then it is white crystalline solid. If we generally see this crystal of baking soda, we find it as a white crystalline solid. It is generally soluble in water at room temperature also. We can see that on heating, if you heat this baking soda, then you will find that it decomposes to give sodium carbonate Na2CO3 and CO2. How? Because whenever you heat NaHCO3, you will be getting Na2CO3 with the evolution of CO2 gas. So you can put a heating sign here. If you react it with acid, that is on reaction with acid, any acid you can take, it again gives CO2 gas. You can write the reaction as, suppose NaHCO3 is there and you have reacted it with HCl, that is acid, then you will be getting NaCl plus water, and some CO2 gas is also taken out from here. So in this way you can find that this much of properties are there of your sodium hydrogen carbonate. Now if you talk about the uses, then it is also having application. in many areas. For example, very well known example is that it is used in preparation of baking powder. How? Because whenever baking powder is prepared, it is containing small quantity of baking soda plus small quantity of acid, that is edible acid. Not all acids we can take. We can take edible acids. Citric acid or tartaric acid are actually mixed. Why? Why we are not directly using this baking soda for eating or for adding as an ingredient? Because of its sour taste. We do not want to have sour taste of any ingredient while eating. That is why we are mixing some kind of some amount of acid, so that the taste will be actually just get neutralized and we will get sweet taste. That is why we are adding this acid with the baking soda, and we will be getting baking powder. Another application of this is it is used in fire extinguisher. You can write that soda acid fire extinguisher. How it is finding an application over there? Because whenever this fire extinguisher is used, it is used for actually controlling the fire. So how we can use this baking soda there? Suppose if we talk about the fire extinguisher, in that there is an arrangement that in this tube acid is filled, and here the baking soda is filled. Now what will happen here? Suppose H2SO4 is there, and here NaHCO3 is there. Now what will happen if you just pressurize it? This is a nozzle, and if you just pressurize this nozzle, then what will happen? This pressure will be revert back to this nozzle, and here the acid present will actually, this tube will actually get burst, and this acid will come in contact with your baking soda. Now what will happen? The reaction will takes place and you will be getting CO2 gas plus some amount of water also, and this CO2 gas will actually evolve with pressure, and from this nozzle it will just come down, and wherever we want we can use this CO2 gas. Now what this CO2 gas will do for the fire to get controlled, that actually it will cut down the oxygen supply, which is actually just enhancing the fire. So this is the process which is used in this fire extinguisher. I hope this is understood to you. Another application is that it is having a wider application in as a antiseptic. Also we can use as an antacid. So these are the uses. Now let's talk about another one, that is washing soda. Now let's talk about sodium carbonate. The formula of the sodium carbonate is Na2CO3 dot 10H2. We can say that this is actually sodium carbonate decahydrate, not only sodium carbonate. Now another name or common name of this sodium carbonate is washing soda. Why washing soda? Because this ingredient is actually used for washing of clothes and in laundries. Very useful. That is why it is known as washing soda also. This washing soda contains 10 molecules of water. So you can say that this shows the water of crystallization. That means this sodium carbonate, whenever absorbs 10 molecules of water, It will just produce washing soda. It is also exist in two forms. How? Other than this form, it exists in two more forms. What are they? First one is your anhydrous form, and another one is your hydrated form, that is sodium carbonate monohydrate. That is formula Na2CO3 dot 1H2 or nothing, H2 only you can write. And another form is anhydrous sodium carbonate, that is Na2CO3 simply. You do not have to write any water molecule because it is now anhydrated form. So in this way you can write. Now let's talk about the preparation process of this sodium carbonate. If we see that this sodium carbonate is actually prepared by Solvay process. What is Solvay process? It is a process of preparing washing soda or sodium carbonate. It is also known as ammonia soda process. Ammonia soda process. So both the name you have to remember. May the question will be asked not as Solvay process but as ammonia soda process. This you have to make sure. Okay. So what are the steps involved for this preparation? A is brine purification. Brines, I have told you that it is nothing but the aqueous solution of NaCl. So that solution will be first purified, then formation of sodium bicarbonate, that is your baking soda, NaHCO3, then formation of soda ash. Yes, here I forgot to tell you that actually this is your soda ash. Okay, so this you have to make sure. Okay, this is your soda ash. So here you will be finding that formation of soda ash will take place, that is your sodium carbonate. And last one is the recrystallization crystallization of soda ash. That is, now this will be converted into this form. So that is called as recrystallization of soda ash. So these are the four processes of for obtaining sodium carbonate. That is, first is brine purification, formation of sodium bicarbonate, formation of soda ash, and recrystallization of this soda ash to form washing soda. Let's talk about the reaction involved in brine purification. What happens? Let's see. In brine purification, you can see that actually the brine is concentrated by evaporation. In brine purification, what will happen? By evaporation, we can see that the impurities will be removed out. Impurities will be removed out, and after removing impurities, you will be getting a filtered solution. Filtration will take place, and then second step will take place, that is formation of sodium carbonate, bicarbonate. How it will be formed? For that, again you will take ammonia plus your brine solution, that is NaCl plus water. This is your brine solution. Okay, and you will be adding, that is CO2. Okay, this is your carbon dioxide which will be adding, and you will be getting ammonium chloride and your baking soda, that is your sodium bicarbonate. Now this CO2 is actually used by the heating of, we can write note here, that from where the CO2 gas will be actually procured, that it is procured from the heating of calcium carbonate, and you will be getting calcium oxide plus CO2 gas. So that will be your process for obtaining CO2. Okay, so in this way we will be getting CO2, and this CO2 we will be using for obtaining the sodium bicarbonate. The next step is, you can write C, that is formation of soda ash. Soda ash means your sodium carbonate. So you will be having this sodium bicarbonate, and from this you will be obtaining sodium carbonate, that is Na2CO3 plus CO2 plus water. So in this way you will be getting the soda ash. Okay. Now the last step is the recrystallization of soda ash. Recrystallization. In this, what will happen? Just add water into this sodium carbonate, and you will be getting the hydrated form of sodium carbonate, that is your washing soda. So in this way you will be actually obtaining or preparing the sodium carbonate, that is your hydrated form of sodium carbonate. Now let's talk about some uses of this washing soda. What will be the uses? First, not uses, first we will learn about properties, then uses. What are the properties of washing soda? It is an odorless compound. It do not have any odor, and having a grayish white powder. It is also hygroscopic in nature. Therefore, it can absorb water from the atmosphere, just like your NaCl. Also, it shows effervescence. Effervescence means the evolution of gases, that is of not gases, evolution of water, that is by the laws of water molecules, that is 9 water molecules. It will be forming monohydrated compound, that is Na2CO3 dot H2O. Why? Because from 10 Na2CO3, only 9 has lost on and only 1 is remained. So we can say that this is a sodium carbonate monohydrate which is formed. Next is melting point. If we talk about melting point, it is also very high, 851 degrees Celsius. In water, it is also soluble And last property, that is the major one, that is it is showing the cleansing property, and that is why it is widely known as washing soda, because it is used for washing purposes. Now let's talk about the uses of baking, of washing soda. If we talk about the uses, it has a wider application in washing purposes that I have told you. So we can write A as washing purposes. In laundries it is used. Second, in making, other than washing purpose, in making glass, we can use this washing soda for the preparation. Paper making also, we are using this washing soda. For preparing the baking soda also, we can use washing soda. So बेकिंग सोडा प्रिपरेशन के लिए भी हम यूज़ कर सकते हैं. It is also used as water softening agent. If any area is there where water is very hard, that means for hardness, it is actually acting as a softening agent. So we can use this washing soda for actually softening the water. Okay, so these are the uses, and one more we can write that in petroleum refining also it is having a wider application. Now let's talk about the another chemical compound, that is your gypsum. Before gypsum, we will talk about plaster of Paris. What is the chemical formula? It is calcium sulfate dot hemihydrate, and in short we can write it as POP, POP, POP. That is plaster of Paris. And whenever plaster of Paris is written, we will write half H2, because there is a very much confusion between the formula of gypsum and plaster of Paris. In case of gypsum, if you see the formula of gypsum, then we will find it as calcium sulfate dot 2H2O. See, quite similar, only the difference of half H2O, 1 and half H2O is there. So you have to remember it by this, that is POP, pop means half, that is your half water is there. Okay, now how can you prepare this plaster of Paris? It is simply prepared by the heating of this gypsum, and not so long heating, only for some time we can heat it up to suppose 373 Kelvin. We are heating this gypsum and we will be getting the plaster of Paris, that is half H2O plus 1.5 water is actually evaporating, right? So in this way we will be getting the plaster of Paris. Now from this plaster of Paris again we can convert back this into gypsum. How? By adding this remaining water in this plaster of Paris, and you will be getting this gypsum in this way. Now the gypsum which is formed is hard. So whenever the calcium sulfate is actually added with water, at that time you can actually see that this is softened, but after the formation of gypsum it will become, the material will become hard. Now you cannot set it anymore. So before doing this you have to set it before. After this the conversion of gypsum will take place, and now the gypsum will become hard mass. So in this way you can see. Now what are the uses? For uses you can see that it is widely used by doctors for joining the fractured bones, for joining the fractured bones. Also used in, nowadays used in decorative purpose, for that houses, in houses also we are using for decorative purpose, in making of models, statues, Ganesh Pratima, and many more are there. So these are the uses of plaster of Paris. Thank you.